I want to talk about an article that originally appeared in opensecrets.org. I have a link in billmoyers.com. It came out March 31st by the Center for Responsive Political Staff. Selling out internet privacy, members of Congress were well compensated for their votes. Money in politics researchers find that the more a politician got in contributions from the telecom industry, the more likely he or she was to vote in favor of allowing ISPs to sell their customers' data. Well, that's weird. Oh, corporations and your little two-party sham. One of them was Marsha Blackburn, a Republican from Tennessee, was one of the leading proponents of the recent legislation allowing ISPs to sell consumer data. She has received close to $564,000 from the telecom industry over the course of her House career. Marsha Blackburn, Republican from Tennessee. She's a congresswoman. If you live in her district, let her know what you think about this and vote her the fuck out. So, it's pretty scary and awful because you're seeing that they're trying to get after net neutrality, but they want to give away your information. Anywhere they can make a profit, they will. And anywhere they can. And what's even more scary about this is it's selling data about customers' browsing history. So that's how they're really going to find out who you are and what you're into and what you like and what you don't like. And it's another way that they're trying to potentially influence the internet. So I've talked about this before, but it bears repeating. What YouTube has been doing to progressive independent media people such as myself, Kyle Kalinski's Secular Talk, Jimmy Dore Show, Young Turks, is they have demonetized videos that they feel are, I don't know what their criteria is, but what's very clear, any talk about war, bombing, Yemen, Syria, those, they've demonetized them. I've seen it. They've done it to me, and I've gone back and appealed some of these things, and they've monetized some of them, but a couple, they said no. A Yemen story and the story I reported about gay men being rounded up in Chechnya, and I was like, I don't know if this is true or not, but that's in the title. So this is, and that's a scary thing because they're not saying, oh, you can't talk about this. They're just affecting us financially. So it's then we have to ask ourselves, oh, maybe I won't do that story because I'm not going to make money from it. That's a way that they can financially force us into self-censorship. That's how the big corporate media does it. That's why, even late night comedians or Rachel Maddow or Chris Matthews or anybody else, they start getting the big money and they're going to go, I don't want to bring that up because I don't want to bite the hand that feeds me. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just get around it. If you notice, I put dashes in the in the title when I talk about Syria, and then the descriptions are really vague. But let's go into this article a little bit about who got paid what. So the House voted Tuesday, so this is 2 weeks ago, and the final vote was 215-205 with 9 members not voting, and it's split nearly right along party lines. The Democrats voted against the resolution as a block. On the Republican side, 15 members split from their party and opposed the bill. The resolution, which was approved by the Senate last week, blocks a Federal Communications Commission's rule that would bar ISPs from selling computer data, including app usage, browsing history, even social security numbers, to markets and others. Widely praised by privacy and consumer advocates when it was finalized last year, the rule hadn't yet taken effect. Now, assuming President Trump signs it, as he is expected to, it won't. And he'll be like, oh, deregulation, we gotta, the Democrats regulate too much. No, you just want to get people's information and make money from it and use it for whatever else. So companies like AT&T, Comcast, and others, many of which spend millions of dollars lobbying Washington every year, have chafed under the FCC's privacy law, which is stronger and more specific than the FTC's. The FCC generally prohibits carriers from using customer info for marketing purposes without the consent of customers. Left vague, though, were issues like what info was covered and what constitutes consent. That's where the rule finalized last year enters the picture. It specifies that providers can't sell a customer's web browsing history or app usage, among other data, without consent. And it prohibits the companies from using an opt-out definition of consent. Consumers would affirmatively have to give their permission for the data to be shared. The industry has argued that it shouldn't have to abide by requirements that are more stringent than those that apply to Google, Facebook, and similar companies. Yeah. So they want what it means is the Federal Trade Commission regulates the internet like Google and Facebook. Yeah. But the FCC has no authority over common carriers, a designation that applies to internet service providers, thanks in part to the ruling by the FCC 2 years ago to classify high-speed internet as an essential telecommunications service. So this is an interesting thing, and it's more. I don't trust the telecommunications company. We have to use them, you know. I'm thinking about switching over to Credo, which is like give some money to non-for-profits. I don't know how good they are. I don't know if that's the solution. It's tough. I mean, I'm recording this show on an iPhone. You know, I mean, it's like so. But pay attention, because the 50 Republicans voting for the bill had received an average of $368,000 from the industry during their congressional careers. The 48 Democrats who voted against it took in $329,000, about 11% less. Two senators, Rand Paul of Kentucky and John Isaacson of Georgia, both Republicans, didn't cast votes. It's an interesting article. Read the whole thing and pay attention. And again, what if we just voted out everybody? All these corporate asshole Republican Democrats voted them all out with a bunch of independents and green and libertarians. Just what if we just voted them all out? How great would that be? And they all just got their asses handed to them and they had no idea it was coming. That'd be the best. All right. Thanks for watching and supporting independent media. Like, subscribe. We'll see you later as we make Gotham great.